now arrived in Murano, and today we're going to be talking about the lens that I'm filming this video on, which is the Sony 10-18 f4 lens. Thanks for the sunglasses, Judge. It's really bright here. Murano is known for its glass, so I think it's only appropriate that we talk about glass today. And so today all the photos I'm going to be shooting are going to be on this lens, the Sony 10-18 f4 OSS lens. Now while this lens is a 10-18mm, because it's an APS-C sensor lens and it's put on an APS-C sensor camera, which means there's a 1.5 times crop, it becomes a 15-27mm lens, which is still pretty wide. So today I'm going to be talking about this lens, using it, and I'm going to give my thoughts about this lens that I really enjoy. But first, let's look at some other glass. That was a beautiful show. It was just really nice to see how intricate and how detailed the process is of making glass. Now anyway, back to talking about this glass. In terms of physical features, one of my favorite things about it is it's light and it's really small, which makes it perfect for vlogging, like this. Another thing really nice about the build of this lens is that the focus ring is really nicely dampened. I mean, it's not super dampened like Sigma levels, but it's pretty good. But then again, you're not going to be pulling focus at 10mm, are you? It's still good that they thought about it though, because it really justifies the price point of this lens. Now, one of the things I don't really like about this lens, well, not really not like, but it's just weird to me, is that at 10mm the front elements of the lens is extended like this, but at 18mm it's inside, which is weird. Okay, we are now leaving Murano, going back to the main island of Venice. So we'll continue the video there. One of my favorite things to do with a super wide lens is get those really nice alley shots, because you kind of get everything and it kind of turns into leading lines all the way to the end of the alley, which is really nice. Let's do it. One of the reasons I like this lens so much is that it's so wide that it always gets a lot of the shot in. So especially for landscape shots, it's always easy to get everything in the frame, like this. This lens is really great because it's so wide, but it doesn't have a lot of distortion, especially because it's an APS-C sensor lens, so you really get that part with less distortion. And if there's any distortion, it's usually easily correctable in post. Gotta love these little small streets here in Venice. It's like if we meet a girl and then follow her, and then turns out she's a Pokemon. You know how I feel? Back home now, and now time for my thoughts on this lens, the Sony 10-18 f4 OSS. So basically I'd say it's an overall very good lens for photo and video, especially because on the Sony system it has really great autofocus, and the Sony system's autofocus is just superb. If you're vlogging, I think this lens would be perfect because it has a really nice wide angle and it really shows the entire environment, and it keeps the footage stable because it's so wide. And for travel as well, it's really light and compact for a lens of its focal length and aperture. So overall, I'd say it's a really good lens. I'd give it 4.5 stars out of 5. I just wish that the zooming in and zooming out was more intuitive, and the front element of the lens would be in at 10mm and out at 18mm. It just kind of makes more sense for me. But yeah, basically those are my thoughts about this lens. It's great. I'm gonna keep on using it. And yeah, today's actually our last full day in Italy. Tomorrow we will be going to Germany, and I'm very excited for that. See you tomorrow.